You know that feeling, right? The racing heart, the sweaty palms, that knot in your stomach just before a huge exam, a job interview, or stepping on stage? We have all been there. But what if that feeling wasn't your enemy? What if you could actually learn to use it? Okay, let's just get right into it. For years, we've all been told to just calm down, but it turns out the science shows that's actually pretty terrible advice. In this explainer, I'm going to give you a complete science-backed system for mastering pressure. And by the end, you'll walk away with 3 incredibly powerful tools: a 90-second reset for when you're in a moment of panic, a 10-minute routine to prep your mind, and a 7-day training plan to build that long-term resilience. So here's our roadmap. First, we'll figure out what nerves actually are. Then we'll look at how they can either help you or completely break your performance. After that, it's all about the practical tools you can start using today. Let's do this. All right, first things first, we have to pull back the curtain on this whole nerves thing, because once you understand what's really happening inside your body, it loses its power to intimidate you. That feeling we call nerves has a scientific name: physiological arousal. It's just a biological process. When the stakes get high, your brain flips the fight or flight switch, and your system gets a shot of adrenaline. Now, this isn't a glitch in the system. It's your body's way of getting you ready for something important by giving you a massive surge of energy. And this is the most important mindset shift you can make. The goal is not to get rid of this energy by becoming calm. That's like trying to slam on the brakes and the accelerator at the same time. The real goal is to get regulated, to learn how to harness that energy and aim it exactly where you want it to go. I want you to think of it like this. Nerves are your body's engine revving at 8,000 RPM. You can feel the vibration, you can hear the noise. Now, the amateur move is to try and shut the engine off completely. The pro move is to put that power in gear, grab the steering wheel, and start to drive. Okay, so if this energy is natural, why does it sometimes cause us to totally choke under pressure? Well, it all comes down to whether that engine we just talked about is actually in gear, or if it's just spinning out in neutral. When that arousal is unregulated, it sabotages you in 2 main ways. First, your attention narrows. You get tunnel vision, and you start missing really important information. But the second one, this is the big one. Your working memory gets completely hijacked. Your working memory is kind of like your brain's temporary notepad. It's the mental space you use for solving problems in real time. But when you're under pressure, worries about failing or what other people might think, they start flooding that workspace. They literally eat up the brain power you need for the task. And that's exactly why even the most talented, prepared people can suddenly find their minds go totally blank. Research in sports psychology shows this perfectly. Some athletes feel that high energy buzz and interpret it as a threat, a sign they're about to fail. They're called debilitators, and, well, their performance suffers. But other athletes feel the exact same physical sensation and interpret it as readiness, a sign their body is primed and ready to go. They're called facilitators, and their performance actually gets better. The feeling is the same. The story you tell yourself about it changes everything. Okay, so how do we become facilitators? This brings us to our very first tool. It's a simple 5-step protocol you can run in about 90 seconds to get back in control when you feel that spike of panic. This is your in-the-moment emergency brake and steer maneuver. The 5 steps are: label, regulate, reappraise, act, and anchor. Simple. Let's break down exactly what you need to do for each one. Step 1, just label the sensation for what it actually is. Don't say, "I'm so nervous," or "I'm panicking." Instead, silently tell yourself, "This is activation, not danger." Or even, "This is my engine revving." Just this simple act of labeling it correctly shifts you from being a victim of the feeling to being an observer of a process. Next, you're going to manually take control of your body. The fastest known way to do this is with a technique called the physiological sigh. It's a sharp, double inhale through the nose, immediately followed by a long, slow exhale through the mouth. Just do that 2 or 3 times. This simple action mechanically activates your body's brake, the parasympathetic nervous system, and it rapidly slows down your heart rate. It works. All right, step 3 is the crucial mental flip, and this comes from incredible research out of Harvard. You need to say, preferably out loud, "I am excited." Now, why does this work? Well, think about it. Anxiety and excitement are both high energy states. It is way easier for your brain to relabel that energy from a negative, like anxiety, to a positive, like excitement, than it is to try and force a massive drop from high energy all the way down to low energy calm. Now you have to break that internal loop of worry with an external action. Don't think about the whole presentation or the whole exam. Just focus on the very first ridiculously simple step. If it's a test, just write your name on the paper. If it's a presentation, just say your first sentence. That tiny action creates forward momentum and proves to your brain that you are back in control. And finally, you have to ground your attention in the present moment. Pick one simple physical sensation to focus on. Feel the soles of your feet flat on the floor. Feel the weight and the texture of the pen in your hand. This external focus, this attentional anchor, literally pulls your mind away from worrying about the future and locks it right into the here and now. So that reset is an amazing tool for emergencies. But the best performers? They don't just react to pressure, they actually prepare for it. And that brings us to our second tool, a 10-minute pre-performance routine to proactively get your mind in the right state. Here's your 10-minute checklist. For the first 5 minutes, expressive writing. Get a piece of paper you can throw away and just write down everything you're worried about. This is like clearing the cache on your computer. It gets those anxieties out of your working memory. Next, for 2 minutes, regulated breathing. Use those physiological sighs we just learned. Then, 2 minutes of mental imagery. Really vividly picture yourself succeeding. And finally, for the last minute, mantra and cue. State your mantra out loud, I am excited, and lock in what your very first action step is going to be. And look, this routine is flexible. If you feel like your heart is absolutely pounding out of your chest, adjust the timing. Spend less time writing and more of those 10 minutes just doing physiological sighs until you can actually feel your body start to calm down. So the reset handles the moment. The routine prepares you for the event. But our final tool is all about building the underlying skill of handling pressure for the long haul. The ability to perform under pressure is a skill you can train. It's not some fixed trait you're born with. And the best way to train it is through something called pressure simulation. Think of it like exposure therapy for performance. When you practice, you have to intentionally add some stakes. Have a friend watch you. Put a small bet on the outcome. Time yourself aggressively. By repeatedly practicing under a little bit of pressure, you adapt to the feeling. It becomes familiar, and you build real proof that you can handle it when it counts. So let's wrap this up by looking at the common mistakes that hold people back. Number 1, avoiding pressure in practice. That is the biggest error. Number 2, trying to force yourself to be calm instead of just channeling your energy. Number 3, letting worry hijack your mental workspace. And finally, overthinking things that should be automatic. That classic paralysis by analysis. Just knowing these pitfalls is half the battle in avoiding them. Look, the goal was never to eliminate fear or nervousness. Those are natural human feelings, and they're just signals that something important is happening. The goal is to have a clear practice protocol for when those feelings show up, because you don't rise to the level of the occasion. You always fall to the level of your training. And now you have a system you can train with.